All right, so getting started today. You all are done with this section of your need to know, so I'm actually going to go in right now and get that taken care of. So we have done our research in Benchmark 3. I have gone through and graded Benchmark 3. I haven't had a chance to go in here and mark off these need to knows, but we can do that together. If you are not done with Benchmark 3, you are not going to be able to move on to Benchmark 4 today. And this Benchmark 4, you could consider it as almost a test because it's going to be 10 points in written communication and 10 points into knowledge and thinking. So that is, if we talk about knowledge and thinking added together with written communication, those two school-wide learning outcomes equals 60% of your grade. So that's a very, very important grade, assessment or grade for you. Okay. So this is a very important part of it because the career pathway flyer, when it's all finished, is going to be, a big part of your grade. So if we look at our updated need to knows, we have figured out all this information about our profession and our research, and now we're ready to go and look at that career pathway flyer. And I mentioned yesterday that I changed it from a brochure to a flyer because we can still put plenty of information on, a flyer. A brochure would have had to be folded, and you all can't print those out. So long story short, we're going to be doing a flyer. So if you're not done with Benchmark 3, you should have had that done yesterday. You can't do Benchmark 4 without doing your research. So I don't want you to go into Benchmark 4 and just start researching as you're trying to do Benchmark 4 because you're missing the assignment of Benchmark 3, okay? So if you are getting behind, and there's a few of y'all doing that and kind of like putting off doing these things, these build on each other. So you have to go back and get these things done. The good news is tomorrow, Wednesday, you all don't have classes, meaning that you don't have actual class you have to show up to. It is a work day. It is not a weekend. It's not a day to just do nothing, but it's a day to get caught up and make sure everything is good. And I will be available. So if you want to email me, if you want to set up a Google chat, I'm more than happy to meet with you and give you help on that. Okay. So you need to make sure you have Benchmark 3 done. So let's look at Benchmark 4 together. We briefly looked at it yesterday. Some of you all got started on it. So let's take a look at that today. So for Benchmark 4, you will create or write or create a career pathway flyer. Okay. Use the template link below the Dropbox to create your career pathway flyer. When writing your career pathway flyer, the three main paragraphs, profession description, education requirements, and how to get hired, should be written using the following. So you should have a topic sentence. You should have a developing sentence. So the topic sentence, and we've looked at these whenever you wrote your letter. Your topic sentence is the key topic of the paragraph. The development sentence is the main idea and kind of discussed further in greater detail. And then you start bringing in examples and talking in more depth using support, evidence, data, statistics from credible sources. Okay. Now, this example in the letter, I said you only needed one sentence for your example. Okay. So I had it as a 4-sentence minimum in the letter. For this, it is a 6-sentence minimum, okay? Because you should have more than one example. You should have like 3 examples or 3 supporting evidence or data or statistics because you guys have done lots of research on this. And you're going to see that if you did a good job on Benchmark 3, you're going to have a really easy time on Benchmark 4. So then the last thing is the summary. So you're going to finalize with a summarizing sentence at the end. So that's a big part of what I'm going to be assessing. So each of your main paragraphs should be a minimum of 6 sentences. This should be easy to do if you did a good job on Benchmark 3, like we just discussed. Grading is going to be 5 points written communication. That's going to be capitalization, punctuation, correct grammar, and that you're correctly formatting, put information into each section of the flyer. Then 5 points in written communication is going to be each paragraph is a minimum of 6 sentences for each paragraph. Paragraph should be focused on the prompt of writing concerning your chosen profession and not get off topic. So that's your 10 points for written communication. And then I didn't put this in here, but there's a 10 points overall knowledge and thinking. that will go into your works cited and overall formatting of your paper that we'll talk about later. But today we're mainly focusing on that. So if you go down here, everyone should go ahead and submit. So you're going to, and I'm going to go ahead and go in as a student so you can see how to do this once again. But if you're already on it, you are going to go ahead and open up the template and then submit the template and then open up the template and take a look at it. So I'm going to go over to my fake student account here, and I'm going to go down to Benchmark 4. I'm going to open it up as if I am one of the students in the class. So I'm going to go create an attachment from template. It's going to open that template for me. And then I'm going to immediately hit submit my work. I've said this is probably the 6th or 7th assignment that I've told y'all to do this on. Mine's taking a moment, but as soon as it opens, I'm going to hit submit my work and then be able to go from there. So I'm going to give y'all a moment to do that.
Mr. Richard,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do we do if we're done with the benchmark 4?
Yeah, is this Javian, or how do I say your name?
This is Lucas.
Lucas. Oh, okay, I had someone else ask that. McHenry. If you are done with Benchmark 4, listen to my instructions today on making sure you have it complete. And then what I would do is reread over it. And if you're working ahead and you're on top of stuff, then you can go work on a different class, or just make sure, look over your assignments in my class and make sure everything's done. I don't have anything for you to work ahead on right now. If you want to look at how to do MLA formatting, but I don't have anything in Echo yet for that. So, yeah, you're basically just kind of making sure everything's good to go and you can work on other classes. So make sure to hit submit my work. So everyone should have done that in this moment. So let's go and look at this career pathway flyer and go over this. So everything in this, you are going to replace and erase all information in the brackets below. This is just like a template allowing you to be able to replace and make sure everyone's is looking very similar. So right away, I'm going to erase this at the top. Okay, I don't need this information at the top. It's just a reminder that, hey, you need to do this. Okay, but here it says insert profession title here. So I'm going to erase this, and then I'm going to put my profession title. So I have been showing y'all high school teacher. Okay, so that is the profession that I'm looking at. Okay, and you guys can be bouncing back and forth between your benchmark 4 and my benchmark 4, and you can go ahead and do this with me. I'm going to do all the really easy ones with you, and then I'm going to leave you all to write. So high school teacher, and then I'm going to go to author, and I'm going to erase, and it says insert first and last name. So I'm going to write my first and last name. So John Richard. And you don't have to fix any of the formatting as far as like it's already set to Times New Roman, and the size that I want for this flyer is ready to go and looking good. So then it says insert picture for your profession. So I can erase this, and then I'm going to go out and I'm going to find a picture for my profession. Now, you can also go to insert image, and then you can search the web from Google Docs. And that will bring up a little search bar on the side. So if you're ever doing this and you just need a really simple image, you can do that. So I'm going to type in and search Google Images here, high school teacher. And this makes it really easy to find what I'm looking for. So, I've got a couple looking at the classroom. Okay, I have this woman sitting here doing it. So that one works. Okay, so it's just a picture of a teacher. Okay, and it's going to insert that image right there for me. So that's okay. All right. That was easy. All right. And then I have on the left side here, this is where it says profession description. So this is the content that you're going to, first paragraph that you're going to write. Now this directly corresponds to benchmark 3. So whenever you're working on benchmark 4, you should have benchmark 3 open and looking at it. Okay. Now I don't have benchmark 3 done for a high school teacher, but I'm just going to show you like if you had it complete, how you would work it out. Okay. So this first part, profession description right here, if I go to benchmark 3, it's right there. That first section is, so everything that I put in these 2 boxes, in the work environment, hours of work, vacation time, physical demand, benefits, projected salary, starting wage, median wage, or not the starting wage, median wage, that's the next section. But all of this in that first box can go in this paragraph. And if you look at what I wrote, it says in the brackets, it says for the career description, you will write a paragraph about the profession, including the following: work environment, hours of work, vacation time, physical demands, benefits. So you're going to write a paragraph here. Now, remember, you are writing an entry, a sentence for introducing the topic, and then your support topic, and then try to, and I'm looking for like 3. So tell me a sentence about work environment, hours of work, vacation time, physical demands. So you don't have to talk about all 5 of these things to meet the requirements for this, but pick 3 of these that you found. So you might not have found vacation time, or you might not have found benefits, but you should have found something on work environment, hours of work, physical demands. So you are looking to make sure you write that paragraph, okay? So what I would do for mine is I would erase this, and then in that profession description, I start writing. So a high school teacher is someone who is very devoted to students. That's my kind of introduction, okay? Kind of this profession description. A high school, a teacher spends every day working with students to help them learn, okay? And you guys know what a teacher does. Sorry, 2 words. Help them learn, okay? And then I might go into some statistics like work environment. A teacher works, or a teacher's work environment is within a classroom, and they work every day from, let's say, 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Okay. So I'm just giving you examples here. And then I'd add a few more sentences. And basically, you're just describing the profession, okay, using that kind of tip. Now, if you want to, I went ahead and erased that information. But if you want to, like if I go back, so I'm going to go all the way back here. Oh, let me do that. Oh, God, it's going to like take forever here. So let's say I just started this paragraph, okay, and I left that. If I want to leave those brackets up there for now, and I want to start writing down here, and so I can keep that cue up there, and that might be a better way for you all to write. So if you're not looking at my screen, you can look now. So I have this profession description here. I erase this at first, but if you want to leave that there while you write and then go back at the end and erase that, just so you can kind of see, okay, I'm writing about this information, that's fine. So you can kind of come back at the end and erase this after you've written your paragraph, okay? And obviously this paragraph isn't finished. I only wrote the first couple of sentences, but I'm just trying to show you how you're going to do that. Then you're going to come down in the next box here, and you're going to look at the median annual wage, which everyone should have a median, which is the average annual wage from the BLS.gov website, okay? And I think the median wage was for teachers was like $64,000 or something like that. So I can just put right here, and this is simple. So $64,000. The starting wage was around $40,000. And then retirement options. And some of y'all didn't have that. It says delete if you don't have that information. But it clearly says that many teachers are offered a pension for their retirement. If you don't know what a pension is, it is something in which the school system, the state, the government, as well as the teachers themselves pay into, and after we are done, we continue, when we retire, we continue to get paid for the rest of our life. Now, this is kind of a hot topic in Kentucky because our pensions are kind of, in the last few years, have been a big debate because the funding for that is a little short, but they're trying to figure that out. And Governor Beshear, our new governor, ran on kind of protecting this pension and protecting teachers and things like that. So it's a very interesting topic as far as that goes. So that is very simple section. And then, I forgot about this one, salary, pay, wage for, insert name of profession here. So don't miss that. You're looking for all those brackets. So high school teacher. Okay. And then we're going down, looking at more. So this is insert a picture of the training program, college or university that you research. So I went to Eastern Kentucky University. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go to insert, and then I'm going to look for image, and you can search the web right in Google Documents. You don't have to leave Google Docs. And I'm going to look for Eastern Kentucky University and see if I can find an image of Eastern Kentucky University. And look at this. I like this one right here, EKU. Let's do that one. Insert that. And it didn't fit the whole square, so I'm going to kind of open it up until it takes up the whole square. And then also I want it to be, I'm going to have it break text so that nope, I don't want to do that. I'm going to undo. So we're just kind of messing with it. Yep, don't want to do that. So I don't want to make it look really weird. So I'm going to have it do that. Now, what it's doing to me now is it's saying that I have gone to the second page with this picture. So I want to make it a little bit smaller. And actually, yeah, I've just made it too big. So that's okay. This break in the middle is just saying that I've gone to the second page of text, which is okay. It's a little weird for me. Let me see if I can fix it here. Yeah, all I had to do is do that. So that fixed it. Just kind of erase that one. So if you're having trouble with the formatting, I'm not going to count off major because I know that Google Docs and Chromebooks can be a little finicky. So do your best with the formatting. Mess with it. And obviously, do your best with it, okay? So education requirements is the next section. So it says, for the education requirements, you will write a paragraph about the following. So education level or training needed for the profession. How many years will it take to finish the education? An example of the school program profession. So I would talk about EKU. You're going to talk about whatever college you research or training program you researched, the cost of that education or college, and requirements for entry. So there is a lot to choose from for this paragraph. Okay, and that all, again, going back to benchmark 3, is this section right here. Okay, all of that information that you found. So you can almost do a sentence 1, 2, 3, 4 for those 4 sections. If you did one sentence for each, as long as you had a topic sentence and kind of a summary sentence, you will have all the information that you need. Okay, so that section, that education requirement section, that second paragraph section is going to be in benchmark 3 right there. Okay. And then if we scroll down, the last section, how to get hired. So this section is a section I'm going to be a little bit more flexible on. And this is more about what you're inferring, and you're just talking about the steps to get hired. So let's look at this. So for how to get hired section, you will write a paragraph about the steps a high school student would need to take to get from high school to working in the profession you chose. So questions you can answer for this paragraph. And again, you do not have to answer every single one of these questions to get to the minimum 6 sentences, okay? So, but if you go over that, and I had a student ask me yesterday, is it okay if we write 2 paragraphs? That's fine. I'm not worried about you going over, okay? I'm more, obviously you don't want to write a whole page, but if you go over a little bit, that's okay. So let's look at this one. What do you need? What do they need to do in high school. So what do obviously you need to graduate high school. You need to get a GPA. So whenever we looked at EKU to get into college, you needed a minimum, I think it said a 2.5, absolute minimum was 2.5 GPA. But usually that falls closer to 3.0 GPA. What kind of grades will they need to get? So that's the question I just answered. What type of person do they need to be? They need to be hardworking, make sure they're turning in all their assignments, they're diligent. And this is more that inferring that like this is what they need to do in high school. What do they need to do after high school? So do they need to go to the military? Do they need to go to college? Do they need to go to some sort of training? And that's kind of mentioning what you researched earlier. What do they need to do after training or college? So they need to find a job. They need to apply. They need to work, so on and so forth. What experience do they need to have? Okay. So whenever you did look at Benchmark 3, this hiring website, this is where you're going to start getting this information. So what experience do you need? What skills and strengths do they need? Any certification, personal attributes? And I know some of y'all have struggled to find that through the Indeed website, but you can infer or kind of guess to what, if you're going to be an astronaut, what you need to do. If you're going to be a veterinarian, what you need to do. If you're going to be a high school teacher, what you're going to need to do. And then what key skills or strengths does a person need to have? Okay, what type of person they need to be able to get this profession? Okay, so this is where I'm not looking as much for facts and statistics, and I'm okay for you inferring and kind of talking about this is the steps you should take or can take to be able to get where you need to go. I check questions over here. Anyone have any questions at this point? All right, I'm going to take the silence as no one has questions. Sorry, I'm answering a question here. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to give you the rest of class today. So you have an hour to work on this, and you already did the research. So this should not take you more than an hour because you've done the work, okay? But you also have Wednesday to work on this because you have kind of a work day tomorrow. So when we come back on Thursday, you definitely should have this done because we are going to hit the ground running with MLA formatting and MLA citations. And a works cited page. So all of that, we're going to hit the ground running on Thursday with that. Ms. Cecil is going to be helping us with that. So you need to be caught up. Okay. Do not fall behind in this class because we're going to start really moving quicker with some of these projects. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to let you go work on that in the Google meeting. And I'll be available if you have questions. Okay.